Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Chill Talks podcast where conversations happen. I am your host PJ, and it's been a while actually. This has been my first episode after a few weeks because personally, I've been through heartaches, work, ganun, personal lives. You get the drill. Parang halos nawalan ako ng passion for doing this, and at the same time, parang nakikita ko na what's the point of doing this? And while pondering on that reflection, na-realize ko na nag-Valentine's na pala. Na-realize ko naman yung Valentine's and people were posting this different perspectives on love, loving yourself, loving your family, loving your friends, loving your partners. And napagtanto ko, isn't it ironic na kung saan we we glorify the mindset of self-love nowadays, and sometimes most of us don't know how to start it. Personally, I didn't know how to start loving myself, especially when battling hard times, kasi minsan naisip natin na self-love is all about gumawa ka lang kung ano yung gusto mo, tapos manood ka lang ng favorite movie mo, focus on your peace. And actually, this episode was kind of debatable kung paano ko siya gagawin. Hahanap lang ba ako sa Google ng top 10 ways to love yourself, top 15 ways to love yourself, or maybe some psychological reasons kung bakit kailangan natin magmahal ng sarili natin. And eventually, habang naisip ko yun, parang nag-cringe din ako kasi sometimes the general advices don't work. And sometimes I've saw people share ideas na think of your own happiness when loving yourself, and based from what I experienced from growing up, na-realize ko na maybe it's a bit selfish. Yes, we are in this period na kung saan self-love is essential, and it's really essential. But the mere fact that the ideology should be focusing on prioritizing your happiness over others, or prioritizing yourself instead of thinking about others, kind of just ruins it. It's no longer self-love, it's fulfilling self-interest. Personally lang naman. So if you can agree, that's okay. If you disagree, then that's okay then. That's the beauty of this platform naman, di ba? And na-realize ko din while yun nga, magmuni-muni kuno, emo-emo, ganyan-ganyan, harap-harap ng heartache, na-realize ko na loving oneself is a form of art. Hence the title of this episode, The Art of Self-Love, na kung saan, like anything else, art takes skill, art takes time, art takes passion. And without those three, loving oneself cannot be possible. If you do not have the passion to love yourself, then it's hard to love yourself. If you're too hard or too analytical or too stressed out about what you're doing, what you're thinking, kung ano man ang status mo sa buhay, then kahit anong gawin mong activities that you feel that makes you happy, sometimes it won't resonate to self-love. Because if you love yourself, then despite the hardships, despite the flaws that you have, you just still continue. You continue to appreciate what you have, laughing at your flaws, and changing them hopefully. And at the same time, another component of art is that we have to be consistent in doing art, because inconsistency and in practice leads to greatness. And self-love doesn't just revolve around watching movies. Self-love doesn't just revolve around thinking what makes you happy. Self-love revolves around you exposing yourself with people that you like, exposing with people that you don't like as well, and behaving in a way that you know na kaya mong gawin because you are a professional person, you are a loving person. Kasi the best form of practicing self-love is how you express it with other people, despite kung anong tingin mo sa kanila and kung anong tingin nila sa'yo. It's not our capacity to love is not hindered by how people treat us. Our capacity to love is measured on how we see ourselves. Kung sa tingin mo na ang level of love mo ay depende kung paano ka tratuhin ng iba, then that's your capacity. But eventually, it will not, if your love will depend on how people see you or how people treat you, then your love for yourself will also be affected. Diba? So parang ganun. That's just my personal opinion lang naman, ha? And at the same time, one of the things that is important to art is that in art, we always see the beauty. And sometimes most of us forget about that. There's beauty. There's this amazing feeling in loving oneself. Personally, the beauty na na-realize ko is that the mere fact of working out, physical exercise as a form of my self-love, then yeah, I've experienced amazing things na kung saan through constant body exercise, nakakapag-isip ka ng maayos, I tend to be more calm, I tend to be more active kahit alam kong may mga problems din ako. Mas napaprioritize ko kung ano yung mga kailangan kong gawin if I'm physically active. Yes, makikita mo yan sa mga Facebook post, YouTube post, social media post ng mga tao na nagpo-promote nun. And yeah, it really works. And seeing the beauty in that simplest form of self-love, mas ma-appreciate mo kung how your journey towards maturity rises. Kasi self-love is it's constant. If you do not practice it, if you do not see the beauty of it, and if you're not passionate for it, then what's the point of promoting your self-love? Sometimes yun ang di natin nakikita. We see the hows, we see the different ways, we see the options that we are presented with on how we love ourselves or on how to love ourselves. But sometimes we fail to realize on the beauty itself, on why we should love ourselves. Loving ourselves is just a way for us to be better person towards others, not just for ourselves. If I love myself, then I can be lovable towards others. If I love myself, then I know how to treat others with care, with respect, with dignity. God allow it. And with self-love, it allows me to be more understanding because I also experience those things that people are experiencing. Yes, we should be critical with what we think. Yes, we should be critical on the persons na pinapalibot natin sa buhay natin. And yes, we should be critical on kung ano man ang inaalaw nating emotions na maramdaman. And we just appreciate that. Learning to appreciate the negative things in life, the positive things in life, and how I deal with those things made me love myself more. That's just a few reflections na napagtanto ko towards this past few weeks. And at the same time, the mere fact that I have already recorded or naririnig mo ang episode na ito shows that eventually I found peace doon sa mga dilemmas na naramdaman ko. Kasi just one day, nag-isip ako mag-record ako ng self-love episode, then matagal na siyang na-hold back because of different things. And eventually, just said na, sige na, go for it. And here we are. Here I am talking to you about appreciating the beauty of self-love. The art of self-love. That's why it's called an art. Loving oneself is beautiful. And loving others is also beautifuler. Loving others is more beautiful. And hopefully you see that beauty as you grow towards life. With that, this is just a short conversation with me. Hopefully you enjoy this kind of short contents, and maybe in the future I would be doing more of this. So this has been your host, PJ, and I will see you all on the next one. Be safe, take care, and goodbye.